Now, the AI impact on the labor market is very real. We see that even though S&P 500 has gone up after ChatGPT, this is ChatGPT moment. The earnings per share has gone up, and of course the stock market has gone up. But look at the job declines. This is ChatGPT. This is job declines. Now, I will also add that, there's a little bit of a distortion here, because the GPT moment happened at about the same time that Silicon Valley realized it had overstuffed its employment roles. This was the moment that Elon came out and said, I'm firing X% of the staff. And everybody, bellyached. And then shortly after that, all the Silicon Valley companies saw that as, license to get rid of this dead weight that they'd been carrying, that they'd been building since even before the pandemic, I will say. But despite that, this is a very real problem since the ChatGPT moment. So there we are, 25 weeks employment duration, up from 20 weeks. Recent grad unemployment 6.5% and climbing. And that's partially to do with the ChatGPT moment. It's partially due to the decline in quality of our graduates, which is a whole subject for another whole conversation. But clearly, our colleges have fallen in quality very dramatically over the past 5 to 10 years. Federal layoffs, the Doge effect, that's been a big number, but it's nothing compared to state and local governments. And by the way, state and local governments increasing their employment to very high levels has a double whammy. The one is, it increases the amount of money spent on government, which is, doesn't have a multiplier effect in the economy, but it increases the time to market for any company that's attempting to build buildings, bring product to market, open new product market, and so on, because you get this bureaucratic layering.
So Larry, again, she leaves out the demographics. When you talk to Kathy, would you suggest that she really pays attention to the demographics? Because Chair Powell said, and others have said, that this massive return of folks to Mexico or to South America is impacting this labor market as much, if not more than anything. When we're seeing zero growth in employment, or 20,000 growth in employment, or per month, this is all the things that she says are true. But then you have to take into consideration all these folks going home. And I didn't fully understand it until last month when Powell got into details. And he said, look, if you don't have as many people to hire, you can't have increases in the number of people employed. So if you send home 2 million workers, you can't possibly, that population is gone. You can't hire from that population. And so if you are calling up companies and saying, how many employees did you hire this month? Well, we didn't hire any, and we sent home 20,000 because they left.
Well, the analysis fails.
Okay.
If you have unemployment in your economy and you take 70,000 people and you ship them out, you would expect that the people who are unemployed would fill those roles.
But they are. So Americans have gotten almost all the jobs since Trump's been in office, and you've seen the decline in people that are not from the United States.
Then unemployment should remain static.
Well, the problem is, though, is you're taking way more people than that out of the economy, and you can't make the changes as rapidly as you would like to. Again, agriculture, the three categories: agriculture, construction, and hotels and restaurants. There's no way to, the statement that Americans don't want to do those jobs is true.
Well,
Okay.
there you go. That may be the underlying problem. And then you have to look at social welfare and say, are social welfare policies detracting from the will of people to actually take those jobs as an entry level into the economy?
Yep. And
I
again,
know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for saying that, but I mean, that is the question to
really
ask.
true, really true.
The future is here. The singularity is coming. Grab your copy today, available now on Amazon in Kindle, print, or Audible. Unlock the future one page at a time. What will you build tomorrow?